Okay, folks, Andrew Bulpros here. Well, Chef Ortiz is still cooking. I did not expect this. This came out of absolutely nowhere. Two people were removed from the practice squad, and we added two more people to the practice squad. And really interesting. So, lots to talk about, lot to unpack. Let's get
Bull Bros.
Okay, folks, as always, like and subscribe if you do enjoy the content. I'm Andrew Bulpros. Again, we talk about everything, all things Chargers here, but Chef Ortiz is still cooking. I mean, and I didn't expect anything like this to happen. I kind of expected, for the most part, we would just move into week one with what we have, but no. Chef Ortiz keeps cooking. So let's talk about the two people that were removed from the practice squad. And these kind of break my heart to some degree because I won't, well, we'll get into it. One is Andrew Farmer. If you recall, if you've been watching this channel at all, I really liked Andrew Farmer. Went to Lane College, very small school. He was on Freaks List, right? So, I mean, the dude is a bit of a freak athlete. Really a great raw talent as an edge rusher. But the argument could be made that our edge rushing room is fairly deep, right? And we even got Chris Rumpf, the rump shaker that's sitting on, injured reserve. So when he comes back eventually, they got to make a decision on where to put him. Most likely practice squad. Who knows? They might just keep him on injured reserve for a long time or as long as they possibly could. But Andrew Farmer, unfortunately, was a casualty of these two new signings. We'll talk about them in a second. The second one is Cornelius Johnson. Oof. Wide receiver, right? And he was drafted in the 7th round. It was a little strange. Didn't get a lot of playing time, right? Didn't do a whole lot in the preseason. Great above average blocker as a wide receiver, but really didn't do much in special teams. So very interesting type moves to let these two people go. But it does make sense when you look at who we signed. To let these two people go. I think both of the people that we signed were a little more NFL ready. But in Cornelius Johnson's case, not quite sure what's going to work out for him. I do want to, we'll probably review it a little bit more on Saturday when we do our live before the game. But again, Cornelius Johnson and Andrew Farmer are no longer on this team or practice squad at this point. So let's talk about the people that were signed. I think it's interesting. I think they're more NFL ready, as I was alluding to. I would even argue both people are more NFL ready. And I want to go into this and let me maybe pause the presentation briefly. I do wonder if we're setting a bad precedent to some degree. And I want to stop for just a second, get your take on this. Is this a good thing for the morale of the team or not, right? Because the thought is you keep losing players every single week. You're just constantly rotating players. People could get a little nervous about their jobs. Okay, am I going to be here? Am I not going to be here? Is Ortiz going to let me go? I mean, he's making a lot of moves. My brother also says, I was talking to Kyle, and we have a Bolt Bros chat that we are going into. He's like, hey, competitors, welcome. And clearly we know that this team wants the best 53 men and the best practice squad possible. And that's really what this move or these moves are, right? But does it set a bad tone? I guess that's my question. I want to hear your thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think. Good, bad, indifferent. Obviously, Tom would just ride or die with his guys, move forward. I don't think that was the right answer also. But, week one, I just didn't expect any moves. I just thought we would okay, cuts are done. Let's move forward. So I want to hear your thoughts. Good, bad, indifferent. Maybe I'm missing something. I want to hear your opinion on it. All right, so let's go back into this. So first signing, wide receiver. His name is Dez Fitzpatrick. Now, the interesting thing about Dez Fitzpatrick is he's been in the league a while, very similar to Cornelius Johnson in size. He went to Louisville. Very interesting. He was most recently on the Steelers practice squad. And the reason I'm going to talk about why he struggled to make the squad, right? He entered the camp with the Steelers on the bubble for sure, right? He also tried to be the gunner, never really did well in special teams, so he didn't really find a place within the organization. And that's a bit of a problem, right? The interesting thing about them, I believe that they only went with 5 wide receivers. Let's see. Pittsburgh kept 5 wide receivers on the 53-man roster: George Pickens, Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin III, Roman Wilson, ex-Wolverine, and Scotty Miller. They added him down to the practice squad and eventually cut him as well. But again, Dez was drafted by the Tennessee Titans, and he has been, a bit of a journeyman, right? Again, he was the 4th round. I think he was 109th overall in 2021 from Louisville. Very high. A lot of people really liked him. Never quite panned out with the Titans, which I thought was really interesting. Appeared in 6 games as a rookie with the Titans, caught 5 passes, 49 yards, and a touchdown, yet to catch a pass since now in regular season NFL. And again, they're trying to bring in some depth at wide receiver, and that's a big part of what really is happening here right now. There is a video here. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I'll show you a quick video of Dez Fitzpatrick, and this is really kind of an interesting video. I think this is the best play he had when he was in special teams. Or pardon me. Yes, clearly I'm not thinking straight right now. Sorry, guys. But this is a good video of him making a good play. Let me just make sure I have the mute down. There we go. All right, let me hit play. But he did a good job in this making a nice catch. Clear. We shall go from there. Now, again, do I think he's the end-all be-all answer? No, but I would argue he's probably a little more NFL ready than maybe Cornelius Johnson is. So let's move on to the next one, right? Our boy, Shaun Wade, cornerback. Pretty interesting signing here. I didn't really know what to think of him. Initially, I actually went over to the Patriots. He was just recently on the Patriots, but they viewed him as one of the most underrated signings or extensions that they had given this offseason, which I thought was really interesting. Again, cornerback depth. I do think that this team is wanting to make sure they have plenty of cornerback depth. I think partially for special teams reasons and really just general cornerback depth. And I think they like what they see in Wade. Interesting statistics with him. He only appeared in 6 appearances in 2 NFL seasons. Shaun Wade has played most of the time during the 2023 campaign. 29 defensive snaps in 2021 and 2022 before jumping to 348 in his 3rd year. So he's played a little bit. Again, he's looked fine. He's looked like a good cornerback, right? And so adding him very cheaply, I think it was only a little over $1 million what he was going to get paid by the Patriots. Again, he didn't look out of place with his added responsibility as a cornerback with the Patriots. He looked very good. Targeted 34 times in 14 games, only 6 starts. Just remember that, allowing 22 completions, so 64.7%, and 244 receiving yards without a touchdown. So he did great. His PFF scores were great. His passer rating was 85.9, around 31st of cornerback. So not bad. Very underrated type of player. Good player, right? He's only 25 years old. A lot of people view him as a run stopper, which I think is a really big reason why we did pick him up. People like Asante Samuel aren't really great at stopping the run, as from what I can tell. So Wade is very good at that. I think that's a big part of why he has it. He has a 73.2 run block grade, 25th best in the NFL out of 125 qualified cornerbacks under PFF. Take it what you would PFF. I'm not a huge fan of PFF, but get what I'm saying. And again, the Patriots had a top 5 run defense in 2023. I really think he was more released just largely because it was a large group of good cornerbacks. And so, he was kind of the odd man out. He was the 6th worst of all the cornerbacks for the team. And so, we're sort of lucky to have him. So I think he makes a lot of sense. Now, if you look at releasing Andrew Farmer, unfortunately, was a casualty of war because he was in a very crowded edge rushing room. I would say the exact same thing about Wade in the cornerback room. But what do you guys think of these signings? I think bottom line, they're more NFL ready. That's probably the better way of saying it. I think both of these guys have talent. I think Dez most likely will end up having to work his way on to special teams, kind of work on that. But I think Wade would be a very good pickup if we really needed to bring somebody in and have some more cornerback depth. But what do you guys think? Good, bad, great? I want to hear your thoughts below because I do think it's interesting. And again, what do you guys think? Are we setting a good precedent or a bad precedent with all these moves? How would you feel if you were in that same situation? Well, guys, as always, Andrew, again, leave a comment down below for the algorithm. Like and subscribe if you do enjoy the content. As always, Andrew Bolt, see you guys in the next one.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here watching Bolt Bros podcast. Let's go.
Charged up, Bolt Bros on the night.